Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you more Crash Landing. So, last time I did a whole bunch of work with Steve's Factory Manager. I'm pretty much done tinkering with that for a bit. We're going to move away from it for a little while. This time, I want to get my tree farm rebuilt, and I already tore down most of it. As you can see, the harvester's not running, so there's a ton of trees waiting for me to process. I've got a particular goal. I need dirt. Before I can progress with PneumaticCraft, I need rose red. And as far as I'm aware, the easiest way for me to get rose red is going to be, well, from roses for one. Ooh, fireflower seeds might be an option. I would need to get fireflower seeds, though. I'll look into that another time. Right now, I'm going to keep looking into the getting roses option, which there is no recipe for, so you need to just kind of bone meal grass. I don't have a grass pad set up yet. I want more dirt so that I can get more grass going. And to get dirt, the easiest thing that's going to be to reconfigure this tree farm to be more efficient. Now, along that note, what we're going to do is put a chest on the end of the harvester this time. Fortunately, I don't have a chest on hand. There's one. Just to act as a buffer to catch everything that it pops out. We are going to run our power, like before, going underneath the harvester. And the harvester's done. It's as configured as it needs to be. I'm going to send a line of power to the planter, like such. And, how do I want to progress from here is the real question. The fun part of the whole equation. I need to get my fluid transposers set up. The big difference, we're not going to have this thing just collecting saplings. It's going to shear leaves for me. So I'm going to want the fluid transposers. I could actually put them into the ground. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's do this. So the fluid transposers are going to live here and here. And we're going to run a line of item ducts from one of the transposers to the planter, which should be okay on the short term. I may need to create a collection place for excess saplings. Yeah, we'll create a collection place for excess saplings over here. And I want to keep things at least one block away from everything, basically. Because I want the trees to have some room to grow. Last time I put everything too close to the trees and they didn't have room to grow. So, where's my sapling? There's my sapling barrel. We're going to plop that right on top of here, and that's where the saplings will come out of the system. Now, when the fluid transposer interacts with leaves, there is a small chance of it creating saplings, and let me show you how that works. I am actually going to grab myself to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab this entire barrel of leaves. That's what I'm going to do. And this will be a little slow, but that's okay. We're going to stick that barrel of leaves directly on top of this fluid transposer. And you'll see the method to this madness in just a little bit. But for right now, it's not going to be super useful there. So we're going to clear off everything. We know we're going to want to input on the top. We're going to want to empty. We want to input that space to the bottom. And we want to input this space to the right. Or output that space to the right. There we go. And I need some power. We'll give it a jolt. Just a temporary boost. That'll let the harvester start working as well. And there it goes. Plant that up there. Start collecting some sludge. The long-term plan does involve using all of that sludge. Alright. As you can see... Oh, you are not getting power. Oh, I didn't actually run power all the way across, Jet. There. You, on the other hand, are going to be set to input from the left. And also from the top, and output to the right. And we're going to stuff a fluid duct. I mean, an item duct right here. And stick our chest, or our barrel full of these right there. And we'll put our hopper back in place here. to feed in the empty bottles. Fantastic. So as you can see, this is creating water and occasionally generating saplings. If I take a look at the oak leaf uses, there's about a 5% chance of generating a sapling. Now, the downside is there's no real boost to using oak leaves as opposed to some other sort of leaves, because the oak leaves cannot generate apples for me. Which is why, if you are out, I have heat stroke, I have not been paying proper attention to my water. If you come over here, you'll note that I have set myself up an apple sapling, and if I have any bone meal on me, I don't. That's okay. I do have some water bottles, so I can refill this pack real quick. Fantastic. But yeah, this will grow apples just like the orange tree does for me, so I can keep making my apple jelly sandwiches. As I have decided that I am 5 and going to live on peanut butter and jelly. This is a very important goal of mine. There we go. Toss those back in there, and once he has power, which can be applied just like that, now he will fill the glass bottles and dump them into here. Give it just a moment. It'll happen. Maybe. Oh, you know what helps? Helps if this is actually set to export. There we go. Same thing with this. This guy's going to hang... Oops. I don't want that. This guy is going to hang on to his saplings until the item duct underneath is set to export. And this, in the brief amount of testing I was doing, should lead to an increase in total number of saplings. The oak leaves in there, and we're good. All right, so how is that barrel directly on top going to help us out? Well, we're going to give it an upgrade. Specifically, I want to give it the hopping barrel upgrade. Hang on. Upgrade. Unless it's been disabled. There it is. Hopper upgrade is what it's called. And that just takes a couple of pistons and a hopper. Well, I've got a spare hopper right here. A couple of them, actually. Don't have any pistons lying around, but they're a really easy craft. Get the things together I need for that real quick. 2 iron. Some wooden planks, which are still in this chest. You'll note that I finished tearing down the spaceship, so I was just kind of thinking through how I was going to progress this episode and wanted to do something while I did. I did not grab enough cobblestone. I never have enough cobblestone. There we go. Or I always have too much. It's never in between, you know? It's always one of the two. There we are. So 2 pistons. Plus a hopper. Creates a hopper upgrade. And it basically just makes the whole thing act almost exactly like a hopper. It will automatically output anything in it to the inventory below it. Shift right click. Not enough upgrade slots. You need at least 1. Right. I forgot. You need to add your first upgrade slot in this one. So to give it a... increase the storage capacity? No, that's not the one. Barrel upgrade is... Let me sleep through the night before monsters become an issue. Can't quite remember where the JABBA upgrades are. So, B-Space, Redstone, Hopper, Void, Creative. If I can make the Creative upgrade. But no. No, you cannot. Here. We search by JABBA. There we go. I need the Structural Mark 1. It's not actually called a Hopper upgrade, unfortunately. And that's just planks and fences. And I'm not going to add any more than the Mark 1 to it right now because I don't need anything better. Oops, need slightly more sticks than that. That's okay. And there's our structural upgrade. Fantastic. Running. I like that I'm at a place with food that I no longer care about running around. Shift right click that, and as you can see, it is now structural level 1 with upgrade slots 1 out of 1. And I apply the hopper to that, and this should... Huh, it does not appear to be functioning. Why are you not working? You should be automatically outputting down below you. If I put it on top of the chest, still doesn't seem to be functioning. Maybe if I unlock it? I don't know why that's happening. It just should be working. Not a hopper facade, a hopper upgrade. Allows barrel to automatically output, but it does not seem to be functioning whatsoever. Alright, I'm going to research exactly what's gone wrong here. Figure out why the hopper upgrade's not working. But I'll do that on my own time. Right now, I'm just going to do it the hard way. We'll stuff a hopper here and stick the barrel on top of it. There we go. Now, the next trick is going to be to make these leaves automatically go from this chest into this barrel. And as we all know, that's actually a fairly simple operation. You know what? I can make this a little more compact. No, I can't. Not in that way, anyway. I do need the power line going across there because of this. I'm not happy with this setup. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move you to here. We're going to move you to here. We're going to pick up you. And we're going to dig you up. And we're going to stuff the hopper going into that side with you set to input to the left. And the top is nothing. Nothingness at all. That works. Now we can have our hardened energy conduit there. We can have our barrels here. And it should only output leaves into the barrel if it outputs anything into the barrel at all. And then I can put my dolly with the chest right there, which I believe it will prefer outputting to the right, but I won't know until after I grow a tree. So let's grab some bone meal and double check by testing. Or it could grow one all on its own. Okay. So watch the number of leaves when it actually gets to tearing that down. Yep, it outputted to the right first. I was pretty sure it was going to do that, but not 100%. So we are going to start building some item ducts. And those need to come off this way. The leaf barrel there is purely a repository. It does not need anything more than what it's got. I don't want to limit the number of leaves that can go into it. I want to put as many leaves as possible into it and then have everything else just kind of keep going on by. So this is the area that we're going to build the dirt farm, and I need 8 spaces for that. Let's dig a bit with my shovel. And we'll put down our item ducts. And we're also going to need that redneck cable again. Pardon me. Fantastic. Because this is much, much cheaper than doing it all with servos. Servos is definitely an option if you're, crazy rich and have the ability to make a ton of servos. I've got a few servos. I have 8 in my inventory right now, but they're more for filtering purposes than just providing a redstone signal. So let's start getting our barrels down. Make sure you set these to output, and then the next set. Stone barrels work just as well as wood barrels at creating dirt. 1, 2, 4. If I want to be able to get basically all of my things over here, then I actually am going to want to turn that barrel. The easiest way I know how to do that is actually to pick it up and put it down. Pick things up and put them down. And we'll have this guy come to here. Fill the dust back in here. Make sure that those are outputting. They are. Fantastic. And then extra leaves will go this way. And because this is actually relatively important to do, we need the leaf system to be separate from the dirt system. We need the dirt system to be separate from the rest. So we're going to output there, input here with a dense mode. But the problem with that is it's going to actually end up causing... Ooh, you know what? I know exactly how to fix this issue. Okay, so you're going to move. You are going to move from there to there. Fantastic. You are going to have an input there and one there. And you are going to be marked off. So this is where they come out. It will fill this and then come up to there and attempt to fill all of these barrels before being on dense mode and going back into the barrel itself. And here I will use a servo just to provide a bit of redstone because it makes my life a lot easier. And the reason I'm setting this up exactly this way is this will keep that hopper full all the time, which will keep this fluid transposer full all the time, which will keep that fluid transposer full all the time. You know what? I can easily turn this guy around, swap the left and the right, and put the hopper and set the back to be an input as well. And the top can be nothing. Then I can put the hopper right there and put my glass bottles in from there. And as you can see, this is already starting to fill up with leaves to create dirt. And I will replace these item ducts with the transparent ones in the future so that you can see where everything's bouncing around. All right, that's fantastic. So this is going to be our dirt chest. That's going to go right here. I want to get the excess saplings probably coming over here as well. This last row of saplings is not going to grow very well with everything going up like that. So we are going to stop things from going up. Put a stone cover there. There we go. And set that connection not to happen. Everything's coming together bit by bit. And this will also have a ignored signal. And it's only going to be able to output leaves right now. It doesn't have anywhere for the oak wood to go. We will give it a place for the oak wood to go in a moment. We might just not be able to put... Oh, I am starving. That's okay. That's an easy fix. Tons of food in the pack. For a reason. Then I don't want that there either. So we're going to grab you. And honestly, I'm not super worried about the sludge yet. But we will... we'll just toss it in the golden bag of holding for now. As you can see, lots and lots of leaves are being generated. I think I'm actually going to overwhelm my system with leaves before not too long. I'm going to need to get more barrels added to this. But this guy is already generating dirt. And the more dirt I get, the faster this whole system will actually run, because I'll be able to fill in more areas with, you know, more space for planting. Now all I need to do is figure out how to route the... Alright, this might seem slightly silly, but I like the idea of having everything nice and compact and having a nice line of barrels over here where I can collect everything. So we're going to put some covers down here and here. Uh-oh. I hear spiders. It is nighttime. That is the right time for a nap. Alright. So now, I can have my item ducts for the saplings run through there, and set that to not connect to anything else. Fantastic. Covers and item ducts are fun. And honestly, refilling this with extra bottles is going to be the most annoying part of the whole situation. But even then, I'm accidentally generating lots of extra bottles because of the way that things function with making apple jelly and such. So yeah, not super worried about it. I am, however, starting to run low on item ducts, but not low enough. Awesome. So now, any saplings I generate should... Whoops, nope, you need to not exist. Should come out of here, and they are. Unfortunately, the only way to keep that working, the only way I generate saplings is when I generate water. So, kind of need to keep the water flowing somewhere. But you know what? Once I get to enough dirt and enough water, I don't really need to keep it constantly running. For the time being, I could set this, put like a QDS here and set this guy to output water to that direction as well. But I'm generating a fair bit of dirt, and I have stacks and stacks of leaves already. I can pretty much just be good with the way it is, I think. That'll work out. Yeah, this is already coming together fairly well. I'm not unhappy with this device at all. What's the last step? Right, I need to actually give the wood a place to go. So, grab my hammer, grab my dolly. Going to need my item ducts. So the wood's going to go there. There's no purpose to this apple barrel anymore. It can be put over there, and maybe I'll set up a fruit picker. Ow. At some point. And there's the potential of replacing all of these apple or oak saplings with jungle. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, to get the tall jungle trees and all of the vines and everything that come with them. That would definitely increase my amount of compostable material per sapling, which could be a good thing. But, I mean, look at how many leaves I have. I'm just not worried. Okay, so if I want to, I could just direct that all the way over here. Yeah, that's probably the easiest. Unfortunately, that's going to end up covering up this. Not super happy about that, actually. Yeah, the placement on this hopper is going to become more and more of an issue. You know what? I can just run it like this. And it'll look a little silly. But only the oak wood's really going to be traveling down this path anyway. And I'm essentially okay with that. Alright, all I need to do is finish filling in with dirt, and this thing is done. For the time being, at least. And I am getting extra oak saplings. Because reasons. I don't know if these ones right next to the wall like this are even capable of growing. What's probably going to end up happening is I'm just going to set up the saplings in a more limited area than this. And anything that's within 2 spaces of, you know, obstructions. So this area, that will be saplings. And then this area along here and along here, I might make into a sugar farm. You are 1, 2, 3, 4. So this whole line as well can be dug up and turned into sugar. Because I do need to get a decent sugar farm going. And, you know, maybe not just sugar. Maybe I'll include a couple of other things in there. Automate some of my farming all with the same tool. Where's my precision sledgehammer? So I can see how far the harvester extends specifically. Right to this end here. So I can, in fact, dig this up. There we are. And that's the area that I can safely create farmland. All drawn out for myself. Fantastic. Be able to get that dust as soon as the harvester takes out this tree. But as you can see, we have 35 stacks of leaves and 15 dirt. I'm going to go grab all of my excess water bottles. All of the extra barrels, all of the extra bottles. Wow, words are hard. All the extra bottles that I'm creating from making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, toss those in here. And now you'll have something to work with for a while. And I should have a nice, you know, stack of water waiting for me at any time. Gotta love getting the big ones. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I am not unhappy with this machine at all. And actually, it should be very, very easy for me to add one... I think 1, 2, 3, so 12 more barrels to this if I need to compost things a little bit faster. But at the moment, I'm not terribly worried about that. Alright, well now that I've got my dirt coming in, what I'm going to need to do is start getting it sieved up so that I can get another grass seed and use that grass seed to make myself a little patch of grass. Thought I had done that at one point, but I don't seem to have any grass anywhere at the moment. Unless, wait, do I have some right here? No, this is still dirt as well. So yeah, I need to go sieving for a grass seed. I don't know if what happened with the one that I had. But it has a 7% drop chance. Oh, I must have turned it into squid plants. Ah, here we go. I can get fire flower seeds. I simply need to get some rose red. So I have to get that first rose red on my own. After that, I'll be able to make a much simpler source of it by growing fire flowers. Of course, they need to be grown on netherrack, so I'm going to have to do fancy things with lava, and it's a whole thing. Wow, so many leaves, so much water. Water for days. All right. So let me start getting this sieved up once I have my grass seed, and I've built myself, probably a little 5x5, or you know what? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll build a 5x5 platform inside of one of these areas to be my grassy area. Once I have that going, and I have my grass seed, and I've let the grass spread some, I'll come back, start bone mealing and smashing things, and get myself some roses. And maybe we'll find something else really cool in there, like, I don't know, soy? Soybeans would be fantastic. Here, you have more saplings. Yeah, it seems to be running out faster than it's gaining. Anyway, we'll see if this system manages to self-sustain itself or not. In the meantime, though, it's working out fairly well. You know what? I'm actually going to grab 5 oak saplings to hang on to, just as seed. In case I ever need to make more, I have that opportunity. Okay. See you in a little bit, folks. Alrighty, folks, let me show you what I have cooked up here. I spent some time sitting here right-clicking a bunch of dirt into this. There's a spider. I think he got caught by my conveyor belts. Good. So yeah, got myself a bunch of grass seeds. Well, actually, I got myself 2 grass seeds, but that's a lot for this pack. One of them I used to make myself a nice little patch of grass here. Yay! I could probably actually spend a little bit more time on this and let some passive animals spawn, who needs creating life anyway. Actually, I should probably get back on that quest. I've got a ton of mob essence, so there's no reason not to be using it on the regular. And I spent a couple of stacks of bone meal, got a ton of different Pam's HarvestCraft trees. I'm kind of tempted to make myself a whole big old plantation full of them and set a handful of harvesters on it. Also a bunch of fruits and other things. I think I'm going to make some blueberry, raspberry, cranberry farms and really make myself like every possible jelly sandwich there is. Out of all of my bone meal and grass and smacking it down, I got 1 flower and 1 rose. That rose was part of the big purpose here, because I need the rose red. Let me show you what I'm making with the rose red. There we go. Assembly laser, and much more importantly, the assembly program laser. That's what I really need to make this whole thing work. But I could make my 1 rose into 2 or even 4 rose red. But that's not what I'm going to and then just use it, but that's not what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to use some of that rose red, and I'm going to make, here, I can show you it this way. Well, actually, I can just do it. Yeah, fire flower seeds, 1 grass seed, 1 rose red. I wanted to double check the recipe before I went and did it and screwed something up. So these are a PneumaticCraft plant, and they plant on netherrack. We're going to take them way over here off into a corner where they'll be nice and safe and alone and not potentially burn me down. You know, because dying in fire is generally a bad plan. And we're going to set these down, and we're going to put a little bit of space between each one, actually. I'm going to have a handful over here, but I want to be very cautious with these as I've never grown this plant, and I'm not 100% certain what nasty effects it might have. You know what? That doesn't work right there. That is not where I want you to be. There we go. And I might come back and, you know, grow some more in the future. Did I bring any bone meal over here? Of course not. I really need to get some better shoes, or actually, I need to make the inside of this base a little bit less of a walled-in survival camp and more of a actual, like, home. That'll be something I work on sometime. Part of the problem is, this pack is kind of outdated at this point as things are moving into the 1.7.10, and I kind of want to get past, yeah, I want to get to the end of the quest line here. I've spent too long on it, so I'm not sure how much time I'm going to want to spend being all cosmetic-y. So let's see what happens when we full grow the fire flower. Well, I'm not seeing any cosmetic effects. I'm sweating. There we go. Now it's doing something. It spawns up. Oh, nope, it pops out particles that spawn fires. And then gets small again. There we go. So yeah, now I can plant my fire flowers. Bone meal them up. Oop, screwed up that one. So you don't want to bone meal it twice to that look, and then you'll get 2 out of it. Or 3 sometimes, it seems. And then our fire flower... Ooh, hello. Landed on grass and set a fire. Or landed on the dust and started a fire. Maybe I don't want dust in between. It might actually be safer for me to have netherrack everywhere. So let's make that alteration before we go anywhere else. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Just burn some stuff out of the way. I can have a 2x5 area of netherrack. You know what? I can have a 3x3 area of netherrack and actually have some safety. Let's do that. I like that plan. I like it a lot. Bum, bum. Really love the music in Minecraft. It's one of my favorite things about it, is it's just... C418's music is fantastic. And then later on I can, you know, make things a little... make this area a little bit bigger for growing my fire flowers. But at the moment, they're doing their job admirably, and they turn into rose red. So now I have an infinite easy supply of rose red, without me needing to do a ton of work for it. And I can probably automate this thing further. I know that there's a way, I just haven't actually researched it yet. And there we have it. Okay, so that's about all the time we have for today. Next time, we will actually get into some PneumaticCraft goodness with that rose red, set ourselves up the assembly line that we need, because we have the I/O units and the platform, and I thought I had a laser. Hang on. Maybe I don't. No. Okay, so I'm also going to need to make myself an assembly laser. No problem. That'll be next time, though. For now, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.